Your time is 7:25, which means we are a little more than about 40 minutes into the Big Sur International Marathon. Time once again to check in with Aaron and Drea at the Big Sur International Marathon. How's it going, guys?
As we mentioned earlier, this race hasn't been held since 2019, and we were actually out here back in that 2019 race, and there was one person that really stood out on the course.
And just so everybody knows, the marathon usually gives us a heads up on the top runners who might be in line to win, who expect to win. So we keep an eye on those runners throughout the race. But this, in 2019, this guy in a navy t-shirt just goes blowing by. You were actually at Bixby when he first came through.
Yes, at the halfway point. This guy, Jordan Trope, don't worry, you'll meet him in just a second. And what an incredible human being he is, an impressive human being. But yeah, I was at Bixby, which is the halfway point, and you know, I'm going about my work day. All of a sudden I look over and I go, who's that? He looks fast.
He looks fast, and everybody thought he was going to slow down, that the leaders were going to catch him. He never did.
No, yeah, you're looking at him, you're like, he can't keep that pace up. I think I remember telling you, oh, there's no way he keeps that pace up.
He did.
He did. He won. His name is Jordan Trope, and he's back on the Central Coast this year, ready to defend his title. 2019 Big Sur International Marathon winner Jordan Trope takes running to the extreme.
The reason I race is I like to be competitive. I like to push myself and do the best that I can.
His resume sounds like it belongs to a Marvel superhero. He is a U.S. Naval Academy graduate, an orthopedic surgery resident at Walter Reed, and he's tackled some of the world's toughest running challenges.
This year is interesting because I spent really the last 3 weeks in Morocco. And I was racing through the desert in kind of an ultra marathon, which is really kind of out of my element.
That race is called Marathon des Sables, a 6-day, 156-mile journey through the Sahara Desert.
It was kind of one of those bucket list things where the timing lined up this year that I was able to do it.
Trope is constantly pushing the limits. In 2021, he ran 3 marathons in 3 days, going from Baltimore to Chicago and then finishing in Boston. He ran all of them in less than 2 hours and 35 minutes apiece. Now he's back on the Central Coast, ready to defend his victory in Big Sur.
It's really just going to be a matter of, again, getting on that starting line with the mentality, let's see how this goes, and then just go as hard as we can.
So, Jordan, of course, he always takes things to the next level. He's not just doing Big Sur
He's
this
Superman.
year.
I think he's Superman.
I think so. He's back from Morocco. He did Boston last week, and now he's sort of looking at a record. So, Boston, that was on Monday. He actually had a career best. He was worried, he told me, going into that race, and he posted the best time of his career. 2 hours, 24 minutes, 42 seconds. So now here he is in Big Sur, looking at a potential record. This is for the combined time score. It's Boston and Big Sur put together. Right now that record belongs to Michael Wardian. In 2014, Wardian ran both of those marathons in 4 hours and just over 17 seconds. So that means that Jordan this year has about 2 hours and 26 minutes to get this race done, which is definitely within his pace, within his time, totally reasonable.
I think he ran around 224, 225 last Big Sur, so he
so
can definitely do
crossed.
it. And I've got my guy out on the course. And
Insiders.
Insiders information. And the latest info that we have is Jordan Trope and local favorite Adam Roach. He's won this race before, are the 2 leaders, and that's at 8 miles. Pretty sketchy to get information out there, but we got our man on the race course there.
Exactly.
And exciting here, they're lining up for the 5K and the 12K, set to start in just a few minutes here. So definitely ramping up here, Alani. Lots of fun.
That is exciting to hear about Jordan. Just when you think he didn't do enough, he does this 156-mile journey. That's incredible. We look forward to seeing him and all the other racers. We'll check back in with you guys in a few minutes.